Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita, commentaries by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. We are currently on chapter number 8, Akshar Brahma Yog, and we are starting from shloka number 25. Lord Krishna continues to educate and guide Arjuna with his profound wisdom. Dhumo ratristatha Krishnaha Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandramasam Jyotir Yogi Prapya Nivartate. The other yogis devoted to sakamya karma. Sakamya karma means when you do something for a particular result, like I want to go to heaven, I want this desire fulfilled, etc. These yogis who depart at a time that is characterized by smoke, night time, dark half of the lunar month, the 6 months of the southern course of the sun, pursuing this path, they reach the worlds of the moon, and from there they return to the world process. So this is the second type, where people who are doing good actions but they are doing it as part of expectations. They go through the dark nights and eventually reach the moon. So two paths have been described. The previous shloka number 23, was Agner Jyotiyaha. These are the people who go from light to greater light, and they follow the northern path, they don't come back. And then there are other yogis, good souls, who do good things but they expect results, they do come back. So this is the deeper interesting meaning of the shloka. Although both are doing spiritual things, the higher virtue is to do selfless service. That is why it's called as nishkamya karma. Here this was not nishkamya. Although they are doing spiritual work, they are doing good activities, but they expect something and they do get something. They do come back in better embodiments and so on, but they do not get liberation. Shloka number 26. Shukla Krishne gati yete jagatah shashvate mate ekaya yatyana anyaya vartate punaha. These two paths, the paths of light and that of darkness, are considered beginningless. So, no beginning. This has been going on forever. Following the path of light, one does not return, while following the path of darkness, one returns to the world process, as we were just discussing. Lord Krishna has validated it and confirmed it. Shloka number 27. नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन. The yogi who knows these two paths is never deluded. O Partha, therefore, O Arjuna, become firmly established in yoga at all times. So here Lord Krishna is giving us the guidance on both the options, and obviously a more realized yogi would try to take the northern path, the light of the sun, the light from which there is no return. But if the yogi is not at that evolved stage, because this is a gradual process, then he will go through the southern path, and that will be the process of coming back to the world process. So this is the final shloka number 28 of chapter number 8. God continues, Vedeshu yagyeshu tapasuhu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvamidam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. A yogi, knowing this, goes beyond the fruits of meritorious deeds such as the study of the Vedas, the performance of sacrifices, the practice of austerities, and acts of charity, and he thus attains the supreme abode, the ancient source of the entire creation. So, here God is saying these higher, superior yogis, they go beyond the fruits of actions, meaning they merge into God themselves. Therefore, they do not ask for material possessions or for rewards of the fruits, as we have discussed in the previous shlokas. So, with this, we have concluded chapter number 8. Let us fold our hands in gratitude to Lord Krishna. Om Tat Sadati Srimad Gita Su Upanishadsu ब्रह्म विद्यायां योग शास्त्रे श्री कृष्ण अर्जुन संवादे अक्षर ब्रह्म योगो नामो अष्टो अध्यायः संपूर्णं. बोलिए श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय. Glory to Lord Krishna. Om Tat Sat. Thus, in the Upanishad of the Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of Supreme Brahman, the scripture of yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna ends the 8th chapter entitled The Yoga of Imperishable Brahman. So let us start chapter number 9, Raj Vidya Raj Guhya Yoga, the yoga of royal knowledge and royal secret. There is a royal secret by which one may attain liberation even in this very life. The secret lies in relinquishing everything to God. A devotee should surrender not only all his actions but also his innermost thoughts at the feet of the Lord. Thus, this includes not only the positive thoughts but also the impurities of the heart. This is the secret of spiritual transformation. So, what is meant by this is that you constantly try to purify yourself. You don't give the impurities to God, you acknowledge the impurities to God, that God, I am imperfect, I need help. So please become my friend, my guide, my parent, and guide me so I may become totally pure. Because whether we admit it or not, God does and can see our inner thoughts. He knows what we are going through. He is the creator, and thus He can see the past, present, and future. So, therefore, all we need to do is surrender at His lotus feet and give all our actions to Him and practice trying to perfect our life, and thus we merge into Him. That is the higher meaning overall of this chapter. Now let's begin the chapter itself. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshamanyana suyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajñātvā mokṣase ashubhat. Lord Krishna said, I will declare to you who are free of the defect of finding fault in others the greatest secret in the form of the intellectual as well as the intuitive knowledge of Brahman, knowing which you will attain freedom from the evil of the world process. So, God, with His compassionate and loving form, is telling Arjuna, through Arjuna to all of us, that He is first going to give us the intellectual side, which means the practical, the knowledge itself, and then He will guide us to the practical side of it, how to practice it, how to make it a part of our very being, our essence. Only then can we become one with God. So God says, don't worry, I will show you this intuitive knowledge, and that's why it's called um, secret. It's Guhya. Guhya means secret. Not everybody knows it, and therefore, those sincere souls who are following it will benefit. Shloka number 2. Rajvidya Rajguhyam Pavitramidamuttamam Pratyakshavar Garmadharamyam susukham karatu mavyayam. This knowledge is the king of knowledges, the royal secret, the best of all purifiers, fit to be realized directly by intuition of the highest dharma, ethical value, very easy to attain and yet imperishable. So here God is glorifying this knowledge and itemizing and listing all the benefits that come out of it. He says it purifies us, it is fit to be realized. Human body is a rare blessing, so it's directly to be realized through intuitive vision, through our experience of, and this is the highest value, ethical value, dharma. And therefore God is saying it's not difficult. If you follow it with faith, it is easy to attain, and yet it is permanent and imperishable in nature. So God has glorified it in beautiful ways and listed so many things that why we should be following this path. Shloka number 3. Ashraddhanaha purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu sansara vartamni. O scorcher of foes, one who is devoid of faith in this dharma, the intuitive knowledge of the self, does not attain me. He continues to wander repeatedly in the world of morality, and therefore we have to have unconditional surrender and faith. That is the foundational, fundamental value. Without that, all the studies, all the intellectual knowledge goes to waste. And God is saying, you will not attain me just because the very fundamental, the very root itself doesn't exist. It's like trying to speak a language when you don't even know the alphabets properly. So in this case, the alphabets are the foundational faith. Faith is through which we reach God, and if we don't do that, then we cannot blame anybody else. We will continue to be tumbling in birth and death. Shloka number 4. Maya tadmidam sarvam jagatavyaktamurtina मतस्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेष्वस्थितः. The entire world is pervaded by me in my unmanifest form. All beings depend on me, but I do not depend on them. So here God is giving his cosmic form. Through that form, he says, I have created this cosmos, and also I have entered into everything. That's how the world is pervaded by God. He is in every atom. Science has not yet found that. It has only found the electrons and the protons and the neutrons, and we've made the atom bomb with it, etc. But what makes the neutron and what makes the electron and positive, neutron, negative, what makes them rotate? What's the energy in it? And that is the energy here that God is talking about, that it is the subtlest form that is beyond all minds, beyond all of us. That's his unmanifest form, meaning it cannot be seen. It has to be experienced through God's grace, and then through that we depend on all the things that we do, but his subtle energy is there. So we depend on God. God does not have to depend on us because he is the creator of this cosmos. He's, anytime he dissolves it and he creates it like a game, but for us we are impacted by it. So with this we conclude this satsang for today, and we will start from shloka number 5 in tomorrow's satsang. Hari Om Tat Sat.